In the 5th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam, Lord Krishna is appearing as Rishabdev. And he was a great king in the lineage of other kings. He ruled the world in such a way that he taught the Dharma of devotional service. And as an example for others, at a certain stage, when he succeeded in every way, he decided to just go to the forest as an avadhuta. And he instructed his sons, especially his eldest son, Bharata, who is now going to take on the responsibility of being the emperor. And that's where this simple line, Janasya mohoya mahamameti, ayam deho deha bhajam niloke. He's telling we're not this body. We should strive for self-realization. Tapo divyam putra kayena satyam. That real happiness will come through tapasya. And what is tapasya? Tapasya is accepting what's favorable for devotional service and rejecting what's unfavorable. Janasya mohoya mahamameti, which means not doing those things which perpetuate and infatuate the false ego where we're thinking in terms of I and mine. And he teaches the process of devotional service, bhakti. So his son, Bharata, he took these words very seriously. And he ruled the world in such a way, with such compassion for the body, the mind, and the soul, that the planet became named after him, Bharatvarsha. Such greatness. And following in the footsteps of his father, when his children were grown up, the only thing he was attached to really was how he could serve. And in a certain phase, my service will be more valuable to establish a legacy of detachment, rather than a legacy of just accumulation. And he accumulated a lot. He was the unrivaled king of the world. And he went to the Himalayas and established the same parampara that his father gave to his children. And we know the story. He was up there meditating. He was in a state of bhava, weeping and crying, remembering Krishna. And that little deer was drowning in the Gandaki River, the Kala Gandaki River. And the only way that little baby deer, just born, did you ever see a deer moments after it's born? Very sweet. So sweet that even Bharata, who was a total renunciate, his heart melted. And when something so sweet is in a totally helpless condition, about to die, perhaps the deer was just looking at Bharata like, save me. Frantic, totally bewildered. It's really, when Krishna wants to test you, he can do so thoroughly. Imagine this, the mother deer's pregnant. So the little baby's in the womb, never seen anything outside of the whatever you see inside of the womb of the mother. You don't see anything because it's pitch dark. Yes? Even if you have eyes, unless there's light, you can't see anything. So the little baby deer is in total darkness, never seen the light of day, never seen any glimpse of light his whole life. And the mother is running away from a tiger. So the mother's adrenaline of fear is permeating every cell of her body, and that's affecting the little baby. And then the mother jumps across the river, and the lion roars so loud that the mother is so frightened that as she's jumping over the river, she has a miscarriage. And the little baby falls out of her womb into the river. Gandaki, this is Himalayas. The water is very cold, freezing. And the little deer is in total. The first thing the deer sees in his life is just no shelter anywhere for him. Deer didn't know how to swim. Even the mother didn't know how to swim. The mother sees her little baby in such a helpless condition, and she just can't. There's nothing she could do to help her child. So in that state, she just dies. She just cries and dies. And now the deer and Bharata Maharaja is seeing this all happening right in front of him. So he felt so much compassion. And it was real compassion. Paradukatuki. We have just cited from Srila Prabhupada, he has the Krishna consciousness movement means feeling the sufferings of others. Physically, emotionally, but never disconnected from spiritually. So Bharat, as a compassionate person who loves Krishna, somehow or other, he went into the water and rescued the little deer. But now the baby, not just baby, infant, just born minutes before, there's no mother. And it's a forest, so many lions, so many snakes. How is the little deer going to survive? So he protects. He nurses the little deer to health. Now, how many know the story? Please raise your hand. How many do not know the story? I'm not going to tell it. But for those of you who know it, Bharata Maharaj spent so much. He was doing his sadhana, he was doing his seva, he was doing his dhyan, his meditation on the form and loving service of Krishna. He was chanting Krishna's names. He was absorbed. But then he became so much absorbed in taking care of this little deer that he got spiritually disconnected. Now this is the important part. There was nothing wrong with him taking care of the deer. Everything he did for the deer could have been devotional service. At the beginning, perhaps it was. But his life became unbalanced. If we have proper satsang, where we're reminded that I'm the eternal soul, that this living being is an eternal soul, that Krishna is our only shelter, that we're totally dependent on Krishna, on God, then our service is devotional service. But this material existence is very powerful. Daiviheshu gunamayi mama maya duretya. Krishna gives us very clear definition of the situation we're in. This material existence with the three modes of nature is very, very, very powerful. Unless we take shelter of Krishna, we will be bewildered. And as soon as we get bewildered, what happens? Ahankar, the false ego. It's no longer that Krishna is the center of our life. It becomes, I am the center of my life. In the case of Bharata Maharaj, he was so much absorbed in physically and emotionally trying to take care of this deer that he understood if you're drowning, you can't save another drowning person. So, in the pursuit of these apparent physical and emotional needs, to serve them, he neglected his own sadhana, his own spiritual practices. And he had no association of anyone to remind him. So in that state, taking care of the deer was primarily in the mode of goodness, but it disconnected him from himself. And again, Krishna wasn't the center anymore. He was the center. Because Bharat now is not thinking that this is Krishna's child entrusted to me in my care. And if it's Krishna's child, I have to cultivate the body, mind, and the soul of this child. In this case, a deer. But when Krishna is not in the forefront of our consciousness, then it becomes, I am taking care of this deer. Now, this deer is my child. I am mine. The example of Srimad Bhagavatam is given. As light diminishes, automatically there's darkness. You don't have to order darkness. You don't have to work for darkness. To struggle to create light when the sun isn't there. But as soon as the light goes down, darkness prevails. So we have to keep that light of knowledge alive within us through hearing, through chanting, through association, to keep that light brighter and brighter. And then we could give light to others. So we shouldn't think that Bharat's attention to take care of the deer, that there was anything wrong with that. It's natural. We feel paradukha dukhi, we feel for the sufferings of others. But because he was distracted from his bhakti, from his devotional service, from keeping Krishna in the center, then gradually he was thinking, I'm in the center. I'm the one taking care. And now when you disconnect from your own soul, then you see everybody else in the bodily concept. We read how great kings like Bharat, Yudhisthira, Parikshit, Ramchandra, they saw everybody in their kingdom as their own children. But they saw as their own children in the sense that they're all Krishna's children. And now they are under my care. So I'll give my life. Nowhere in the Srimad Bhagavatam or anywhere else does it say that Ranti Dev was in illusion. Ranti Dev was willing to die and suffer for dogs, for chandalas. Maharaj Shivi, we don't see that he's an illusion when he's willing to give up his life, suffer, and die for a pigeon. Even the Supreme Lord and all the saints praise them, because they were God conscious. because they understood this is Krishna's child, and I'm Krishna's child, and it's my duty to take care of that person. And they could see them in relation to Krishna, themselves and the others. And therefore that was seva. Body, mind, and soul. But when you disconnect the spiritual aspect, then everything becomes mixed by the modes of nature. So Bharat Maharaj, he did not have the care to balance his life so that he would keep alive the light of the knowledge that I am eternally servant of Krishna, and this little deer and everything else is an eternal servant of Krishna. To the degree our absorption in Krishna gets less, again the false ego becomes stronger and stronger and stronger. I'm the center. I'm the knower. I'm the doer. So Bharat Maharaj just became absorbed in material consciousness, taking care of the deer. If he just kept his sadhana, if he just had some good association, he could have done the same thing, but would have been totally transcendental. It's not what he was doing, it's the state of consciousness in which he did it. And this is a warning for all of us. We have our families, and we have our occupational duties, and brahmacharis have their particular services. If we're not really careful to do our sadhana, to have good association, to focus our mind on Krishna, to cultivate humility and seva, if we're not cultivating those qualities, then our false ego takes control of our life. And then the same things we're doing, which could be the source of liberation, become the same source of bondage.